Now we're ready to hook him up. Now at home, they're able to like set right next to the machine and do this. Here at the hospital, they're usually in bed. So I actually take, this is the Stay Safe organizer. It just slips right off. Because with Liberty, it is set up to do one-handed when it comes to changing and hooking everything up. So I just slip this off and lay it here next to them on the bed. And then I'm able to take their extender, their extension piece, and plug it right in there where it says extension. And now I'm able to do one-handed. So I can carefully, this should be clipped, unscrew the patient line that's coming from the machine, take off that cap, keep that, and then you're going to unscrew the cap, their extension from the cap that they have on, and then screw it right into that. Then you're going to take this and put it over their old cap, and then you just throw that away. Then, just like you put it in, you're going to take it out now, so that they can have, they have a nice long line, and they can get up to the commode if they need to throughout the night. And it will reach. It's got a nice long cord, so this can just dangle next to them. Then I go ahead and put this back on so that the new cap is there, ready for the next morning. So now that they're hooked up, this tells me that I need to unhook them. I need to unclamp their clamp. So every one of their extensions have a little white clip. Unclick that, and then unclip your blue. And then you're ready to hit next. And it's going to first go into a drain. Now, our Mr. Man doesn't have any fluid in them, so it is expecting like 50, just because throughout the day sometimes they build up a little bit of fluid in there and they want to start empty. But nothing's going to come from him because he doesn't have anything in there. So to bypass this, so if you're seeing 0 and it's been about a couple minutes and it's not changing, you want to take your OK and you want to hold it down. And now this is going to bypass, and it's going to ask you, do you want to bypass this phase? I do. Immediately after it does bypass, then it goes into fill. And it's going to, for our little man, he's going to fill with 500. Okay, so now it filled it to the prescribed dwell, and so now it will dwell, and it will slowly count down for that dwell on its own.
After the patient completes their treatment, which is going to run for several hours through the night, it will be time to disconnect the patient.
Okay, so as you can see, the treatment is now complete. So we are ready to disconnect our patient from their treatment from overnight. So once again, when we do all this, you want to make sure you have gloves and that you and your patient, and if anyone stayed the night, has a mask on. It instructs you to push in the pin. What that is talking about is this little blue pin in your connector piece. This is what you do is you click it, turn it until it stops, and then you push. That ignite gets the pin into then the patient's connector piece. Then it wants you to clamp, so you're going to clamp the patient. You're going to clamp the machine's line. Once again, because once again they're in bed, so you're going to slip your organizer off the machine and lay it right next to them. You're going to sit it right back in just like you did, because once again this is one-handed. So now I'm ready to do one-handed. You want to unscrew, so you have your new cap that's been there since you set up. You can unscrew that one hand, then unscrew the patient. Sometimes you do have to hold this down just to keep it from coming off. And as you pull out, you can see that I have that pin in there. And then it's going to go right into this new cap. And as you saw, the new cap has a little pack of iodine in it. So that pin set that off and broke it. And so now it sets in iodine all day long while they're not hooked up. You want to tape your extra access through to the dressing change. Once again, this is why we do the dressing change prior to them going on. This way it doesn't hang down. We don't want this to get dirty throughout the day. We just want it to be clean. And of course, you know where this hangs, where it ends up. You don't want that to end up there. Just like those gnarly EKG wires, same thing happens with this. And then tape it up there nicely for them. Then you can take this out, and then once again, always make sure that you put this back on the machine for later. So the patient's now disconnected, and we're going to hit next. And this is telling you what you can add some things that you did. You don't have to put this as we don't really have to do anything with that here. It's getting ready. It wants to do it. It'll do a treatment summary. So this is going to be some of the stuff that you're going to be charting in Epic. So what the summary, it goes through what everything they got and calculates how much they got off of the patient. That's what we chart. So when we go in our chart under our peritoneal dialysis catheter site in our LDA, under total output, you're going to put that UF number. That's ultrafiltration, which is the stuff that we took off of them. So for our patient today, he had 19 out. So that's what we would choose, what we would chart in Epic. Then next, we're going to close all the clamps, including the clamps to his fluid bags. And now it's ready for us to remove the cassette. So once again, you just pop this open. Maybe I need to. And it's ready to pop out. Once again, you're going to pull it out of that first and then bring it down. Close that and then turn it off. The rest, all this stuff, you can put everything into a red biohazard bag. And with this, when this is really full, the best thing is then to unhook this and just carry this into the bathroom. You can cut here and then dump them slowly and carefully into the toilet to empty your bags.
When you take the patient off of the cycler, the information on the treatment complete screen is where you will find what you need to document in your doc flow sheets. You'll go back to where you documented your dressing change, and you will document the appearance of the effluent, how the patient tolerated the procedure, and the output. So what's next? Now that you've finished watching the video, there will be a team coming around and setting up times to perform a return demonstration on the PD belly for a catheter dressing change. When you complete that, There are also going to be a couple of attachments in this course with some YouTube videos. The YouTube videos are published from Fresenius, and while they do demonstrate patients using the cycler at their home, it's just a good opportunity to watch the setup of the equipment again. Once you have your first patient that is on peritoneal dialysis, you will have a trained observer with you watching you go through the steps that were demonstrated in this video.